Go for it, yes.
Me first? Okay. Thanks everybody for being here. This is a big day in our franchise's history. It's a blockbuster trade. We're sending 3 players who have been a big part of what we've been doing the last 3 years, who have been developing and getting better and growing before our eyes, to Boston for 2 guys that one guy that we know is going to help us a lot right away, Rondo, and Dwight Powell, guy who we had in for draft workouts last year, who we really liked in the draft, and a guy that they did not want to give up. So we're very excited. I feel like Rajon is a guy that impacts the game in so many different ways. He's a very intelligent player. He's a very experienced player. He's a multiple all-star. And so a guy like that would fit into any team extraordinarily well, and I know he'll fit in well here. So we're thrilled. Mark, Donnie?
Got nothing to add to that. Well done.
Okay.
Let's take questions.
Well, let's see.
Well, obviously, I'm very excited to be here. Coming from a great situation in Boston, and very thankful for all the things they did for me and the fan base. But I'm ready to start a new chapter here as a Dallas Maverick, and I'm very excited to be here.
Dwight, go ahead.
Similar to Rondo, I mean, very excited to be here. Obviously, I'm a young player, being in my career, and I've moved on a little bit, but hoping to stay here for as long as I can, and excited for the opportunity.
Good afternoon, Valencia King, KKVI. Rondo, I'll start with you. What was the main reason you decided to come to Dallas? What did it for you?
Well, at least it wasn't my decision.
Let me rephrase that. What are you excited about Dallas for being here? Let me rephrase it like that. Thank you.
Well, they're obviously a championship caliber team. The players they have on their roster, the style of play. Coach is just a guy that doesn't control much of the game. He lets their players make the plays. And everybody's on the team is pretty intelligent from what I've seen and what I played against. And those guys play extremely hard. They don't need much help putting the ball in the basket, but for me, that's my job, is to make guys easier out there in the court to play with.
Already the leading scoring offense. How do you see yourself fitting in with that style of play?
Well, anywhere I go, I think I'm able to help guys make it easier for themselves offensively. Certain reads, whether it's getting the ball out of my hands quicker, letting guys make plays. I know Monte's a great guy who makes plays himself, along with Chandler. And I think my job here will probably make Tyson's job a lot easier.
120 Sports. So this morning, I heard you on the radio. You kind of made the comparison between Rondo and former point guard Jason Kidd. Could you speak on that a little bit more?
Well, there are definite similarities, but they're different players. Rajon's a different, he's a different style. Jason's career was a very long career. The similarities, I think, are that Jason kept developing his game into his late 20s and 30s, and he was a guy that was not known as a guy that was a very good shooter, but developed into a guy that was a consistent three-point shooter, and that was one of the things that defined his Hall of Fame career. Rajon is a younger guy at 28. I mean, he's one of the younger guys on our team now. There you go. That's how quickly things change in this league. But I see him as a guy who hasn't reached his ceiling as a player as good as he's been. I talked to Brad Stevens about him. I've talked to Danny Ainge about him. Those guys are both good friends. They say this guy is.
Rajon, you obviously got used to contending on an annual basis for the first several years of your career. What was the challenge of the last couple of years, and how much does getting back to a team that has contender aspirations reinvigorate you?
It was very challenging these past couple of years in my career. Because each year you start training camp, all you talk about is winning a championship. But being realistic, the last 2 years is, our focus is just making the playoffs. And for me, being a competitor, I feel like you put 4 guys out there that's going to play extremely hard. I feel like we can win any game. So this is how my mentor has been since I've been in the league. Fortunate enough to play with future Hall of Famers and great teams, and the coach for Doc Rivers. So to get back to that situation, being able to play with future Hall of Famers, great coach, and the team is ready to contend for the title. So I'm fired up and I'm ready to go.
Physically, do you feel like you're the same guy as you were before you hurt your knee?
I feel like I've gotten better. You know, I've took the weight room a lot more serious now. I lift, to religiously every day, whether it's my lower body or my upper body. So I'm taking better care of my body. I'm listening to my body better, and I do feel like I'm getting back to where I used to be, if not better. It's just too much to say right now. It's too early to say, but I know I'm playing with a lot of great talent around me. Once again, I had a lot of great hard workers in Boston and a lot of young talent as well, but this group in particular, I think Monte's averaging like 20, Chandler Parsons around the same thing, and a guy, obviously Dirk speaks for himself. So I'm playing with a lot of great talent. A lot of guys off the bench is going to come in and make contribute as well. So I'm just looking forward to making my teammates better and winning a title. It's the dirty part, the dirty part of the game. It's what guys don't take pride in, and I'll take pride in defense. And with a guy like Tyson Chandler behind me, he's going to make me look a lot better than I probably have in the past.
Rondo, obviously you come from a situation in Boston where the team was rebuilding. Now you're with the team that's a legitimate threat to win it all this year. What's so refreshing about that?
Every night, like I said before, though, I did feel like I had a chance to win. You put 4 guys out there that's going to compete, but with this team in particular, the league and scoring, every night you have a chance to win the game. And each obviously in the West, each game counts. So you definitely can't take any games for granted. But to be a contender right away, it's just one goal that you have in mind, and I'm dying to get a ring again. I want another parade. I was fortunate, Dwight and I were fortunate. Mark was in New York and he picked us up today, and excited that we talked about it. We want to get another parade.
Rajon, can you reflect on your legacy in Boston, what you think it is?
Well, I believe it's a great legacy I left behind. I played extremely hard every night. I went out there and gave it all to my best for my organization and my fans, and I think it showed everywhere I went in the city. The fans showed a lot of love. I can't remember one bad time I had in Boston as far as where I got negativity or feedback from a fan. No matter if the first year we lost 18 straight, or the following year we won a championship. The fans there are probably the best fans I've ever played for, and I look forward to having the same type of treatment here in Dallas. So I have nothing but great things to say about Boston. I probably went to every restaurant and ate there in Boston. Met a lot of new friends. I have a lot of friends that I've developed in these past 9 years. So it's been a great city. It's been a great time in my life, and right now it's a new chapter, and it's time to move on to the Mavericks.
I think they both are coming from situations where it wasn't what they had hoped for. J-Kid was leaving New Jersey, and it's tough. It was tough for him because he was such an incredible competitor, and I think Rajon was in the same situation. When you taste a championship, you want more, and when you're not in that circumstance, it can be deflated at times. But Rajon rose above it and competed every night. But I think great players are better with great players around them, and I think as Coach mentioned, the best is yet to come.